Unfortunately, not all of them. I've unfortunately dated
none of them. Like 90%.
I've dated some lazy men, unfortunately.
Of course.
And then I've dated
most men are bums.
More ambitious.
I agree.
I've dated ambitious, and it works better because the man respects himself more. I respect him more, and because so I was just born with ambition, but. Yeah. It's not attractive to men. I mean, not always. It's not like men's ambition is attractive to women.
Yeah, it's not. And most men will never actually admit that like we don't give a fuck about your career or your ambition or your education. Yeah. We don't give a shit because. How about this? I'll give you an example so girls can understand it. Let's say I told you, I got like an amazing sneaker collection. I got like Jordans from the 90s. I got some fucking, Nike Dunks, whatever. And I had like a whole closet and I collected them and I just had a bunch of them. And I also had like a bunch of designer belts. Would you care?
No.
Why not? No. Tell me precisely why you wouldn't care.
Well, actually, I would kind of be unattracted because I don't want to be with the guy who's obsessed with fashion that much.
Would it be fair to say that that's fairly feminine? To be that involved in fashion?
Yeah, I don't want to be with a man who's having feminine traits.
Pause right here. Feminine. See that feeling of I don't give a fuck and this is feminine?
Yes.
That's how we feel about ambitious women.
Yeah.
Because my sneakers, my belts, my fashion doesn't actually benefit you.
Right.
Just like your ambition and your money doesn't benefit me.
Yeah.
That's why men don't give a shit about it. And then also, if you add in all the other, traits of ambitious women, they tend to be more argumentative, they tend to be less agreeable, they tend to be they don't have as much time for you because they're pursuing their career.
Well,
it's like I'm dating another dude. Like we don't want to date another dude. What if you were with a guy that took longer than you to get ready every single time? You'd probably start to get annoyed and be like, what the fuck, you like, dude, be a guy. That's how we feel about women that are super ambitious. They tend to behave like men, and that's not attractive to us.
Right. So I think the solution, since I'm born with ambition, is to be with someone who's more ambitious. I have to find someone who's like,
which is hard to find sometimes,
who works harder and and it works better because if I'm working on my stuff, he's working even more on his stuff, and so. But it is hard. It's hard to find. Yeah.
But the problem is that when you want a hyper masculine man, hyper masculine men typically tend to be attracted to hyper feminine women. Mm-hmm. So what girls don't get. Right, and I kind of had this conversation. I've talked about this before with my sister. She's a doctor. When you're an ambitious woman, you almost shoot yourself in the foot, and the reason why is because what ends up happening is you start to write a check that you can't cash. You make a bunch of money, you're successful, but in doing so, you masculinize yourself, and then the very men that you're competing for don't want you in return because they want a feminine woman. And on top of that, your price point's up. You make $100,000 plus a year. You need a guy that makes that kind of money. The guys that make that kind of money can date a girl that makes $10K per year, and we're happy. Yeah. So that's kind of where career women shoot themselves in the foot, and they don't even know it. They think, I'm going to pursue a career. I'm going to make a bunch of money. And this is why I say feminism lies to women. And then they're 30, 40 years old, and they're like, fuck, I'm still single. No guy wants me. What the hell's going on here? 48. I have a house. I have money. I'm successful. I got a great 401k. Why doesn't a guy want me? Because we don't want another us.
What should we do in the meantime?
Well, it's better when you
what do we do in the meantime?
The bare minimum.
I'm sorry?
What should we do in the meantime?
No, for sure. Go to school, get an education. I'm not telling you not to do that, but what I am saying is that, like,
don't rely on it.
Don't prioritize that. Like, if you find a man, like I would say, find a man when you're still young and beautiful, because as you get older, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
I'm taking my pussy to the grave, honestly.
Wait, what?
I feel like I'm taking my to the grave.
I mean,
come on.
It's already been.
I am traumatized with dating.
Oh, okay. You're gonna stay single with me. Okay, you're gonna stay single.
Not that situation. I dated other people after he's passed, but I'm just saying everything that you're talking about right now is stuff that I've dealt with. Not saying OnlyFans is a job to be proud about, but
that's even harder.
You get true.
And you make your own money too.
$300,000 a month. You get what I'm saying? And I've dated people with money, celebrities or whatever, buying them stuff, doing that, thinking that it's like, helping. At least you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Anything happen, at least you got, but no, that doesn't.
Wait, hold on, $300 a month?
300,000.
So you're a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Multi.
I made $4 million off of OnlyFans.
And you're still single? That's crazy.
By choice, though. By choice.
By choice? Okay.
Yeah, well, I've left every dude I've been with.
Yeah,
every dude that I've been with, I've made more money then, or I've had more stuff then, and then it'll be something like he's playing video games. I swear to God, this happened. He's playing video games, and I'm setting up a network, writing shows and stuff, and I asked him a question to help me. Because I'm about to move him from his house into a condo. This boy flipped out on me. I'm like, you're playing fucking video games that's not paying your bills.
He's playing Overwatch, man. Fortnite, man. Go
and that's when I left him.
He's in the match.
I'm like,
was that the guy you were mentioning earlier that you could boss a guy up?
No, I bossed someone up. I was trying to boss him up, but
you know what you're
wasn't
doing,
connecting.
You're bossing them up to leave you, because it's like at that point they feel insecure because you're the one with the money.
Well, I
so
left.
they can't be a man.
Right. So true.
You're right. I got bored, and then it's like, when he's up there,
he saw it coming before you realized it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you feel because of your amount of money that you make that it's very hard for you to be submissive in a relationship?
No.
So you
I will
still
do anything
submissive.
for my man. I know
nobody's
when to shut
getting
up.
what's going on here.
Yeah.
Because she's successful and because of what she does for a living will make a man uncomfortable. Bottom line, there's no
Double
way
homicide, too.
around that. The other thing too is if when she bosses person up, when women do a lot for a man, it makes a man weak. It's like he said,
Facts.
you bossing him getting ready for someone else, and he sees that, and he's like, well, once I get my car, once I get me a little bit more money,
I'm gone.
I'm out, and then that way I can be what I wanted to be with you.
But by
With
myself.
Somebody else.
Thank you.
That's
that's
why
fine.
when people work, they don't get bossed up. But when the guy drives a girl's car and he drops her off and he hides all her shit and put it in the truck to go pick up another woman to pretend that's his car.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's feeling like a man. He gonna put incense in it. Bitch don't have incense in it, air fresheners. He gonna put the seat back. He opened the door for her, and sometimes the girl know it ain't his car, so she'll leave a bracelet or something in there for the other woman to know that the female's been in his car. Exactly.
Question. You said what was a double homicide? You made a comment about double homicide?
So I have an OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
I dated someone that said they didn't want me doing OnlyFans, and I had to leave him because that was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And then it's just having more money.
So her two things, for example, her job that she does and the money she makes, are two homicides towards any relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
would kill it.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, if a girl's involved in any type of sex work, it's going to be a problem for 99% of men, and then as an entertainer, it's even harder.
And then the ones that are okay are the lazy ones.
Yeah. So how old are you?
28.
28. Okay, good. Awesome. So you're based in Ghana, right?
Yes.
So how is Ghana today?
Ghana is doing well.
Okay, good. So I'm just gonna ask you some few questions about dating. My interest is to find out how Ghanaian women think about dating and their dating culture, because my audience is Americans and they're interested in moving abroad to look for girlfriends and even wives and things like that. So that's why we're doing this. That brings me to my next question that I was supposed to ask. There are two types of women today in the social media world. I believe there are two types of women. There are what I call boss babes, and there are marriage material women. So let me define the two. A boss babe is a woman, she doesn't want to submit to any man. Now, some of these women, they call themselves boss babes. To them, marriage is not a priority. So they categorize themselves as the boss babes category. Now, you also have wife material women. Wife material women are women who from day one, from when they turn 18, when they were young, their mother told them that it's good to develop a family. They are family oriented. Their goal is to have a loving, healthy family from day one, and their goal is to support a man. So they want to submit to a man. They want that man to lead, and they will be the follower and the support of that man. They want to be number two, and they want the man to be number one. So these are what I call marriage material women. So there are two categories of women. You have the boss babes and you have the marriage material women. Which of these two do you see yourself to be?
Oh, but I can be both.
You can be both?
Yes.
Okay.
I can be both.
That's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I'm hardworking. Yes, I'm hardworking. I work hard, but I also want a family. Do you understand? I want my own man. I want like a husband. I want children. Do you understand?
I knew that you were gonna say you can be both. And the reason I said that is because I know you're ambitious. I know you have a YouTube channel. I know all of that. So the thing is this, right? The thing is this. Most women think that they can be both, but until you sit down and think properly about it, it's difficult to be both because they are antagonistic to each other. In other words, one is the enemy of the other. Does that make sense?
Okay, I said I can be both in terms of like work. Do you understand?
It also depends. It also depends on the kind of man you want to get married to, because most men are leaders, and they like the woman to be their follower and they be the leader of the home. Now, there are very few men who are successful who are gonna relinquish leadership of the home to the woman. There are very few. So it's hard for a woman. That's why most women who are boss babes, they start finding it very difficult late in life to lock down the kind of alpha leadership man that they want, because that man is not going to take nonsense or take leadership cues from you. He's not going to be the follower of you. He's not going to be there at home while you are doing music concerts, movies, and those kind of things. Yeah, so it's a very tricky dynamic. Okay, it's a very tricky dynamic. That's why, as a woman, you need to think carefully. Most women don't know how men think. They don't know how the kind of man they want think and what he's looking for. That's why I asked this question.
Okay. So like you said, it depends on the kind of man. Do you understand?
But most women want successful men. And if you want a successful man, most successful men are leaders. And most successful men, if they want to get married, they want to be the leader of the family. They want to call the shots, and they want a woman who is acting there as a support role. They don't want to be the number two. They want the woman to be the number two. And that's how it has always been since the creation of man and woman.
Actually, as a Christian, that is what the Bible says. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a Christian, that is what the Bible says. But do you know why these days ladies also want to work and also get their own? It's because these days, like I said, I think I've said this before, if you're not working, like even men sees you as a lazy person.
Yeah, I understand that. It has not, yeah, I'm not talking about the fact that you should not work. I'm just saying that you should work. And in fact, you should be very hardworking. But at the same time, you need to know that your strategy and your life has to be organized in such a way to give space for that man to be a husband. Because this is critically important.
Oh, okay.
This is critically important. Most women don't understand this. And so when they get married, there's a lot of conflict at home. Marriages, the reason that you have a lot of divorces is because most women don't even know their role. And so they think that they can have it all. So you once you come into contact with the right man, that man too is going to be very ambitious. He's going to be a leader. You need to create space for that man to lead. Because if you don't create space for the man to lead, he's going to feel not valued, and he's going to look for a more submissive woman. That's how men are. That's how they are wired, especially the most successful, ambitious men.
Like I said, I'm self-employed. Do you understand? So,
but it means that you are choosing the channel of marriage material. You're not choosing the boss babe. Because remember, I'm very serious about the boss babe definition. The boss babe is actually fulfilled when she's the one calling all of the shots. She doesn't want to submit to a man. She doesn't like it. Like it pisses her off. She doesn't actually just like it. She wants to be alone, and she wants to be the man to submit to her. Instead, she doesn't want to submit to the man.
Yeah, I get that.
So I want to know exactly where you fall. if you've already actually thought about this thing deeply.
I think like no matter what is happening right now, and especially like social media has made this kind of things very easy for people to follow. Do you understand? This trend, it has, because as Africans, for example, it wasn't like that, but now because of the internet, like the social media, like I said, they see the Western world, they see these kind of people doing it, and now people want to follow the trend. But at the end of the day, a woman cannot be a man, and a man cannot also be a woman. There are some things that a man is supposed to do, and a woman is supposed to follow. Do you understand? Men were made like that. When you're married, you really, like, you have to respect, you have to be loyal, you have to listen to your man. When you stop listening, it's like the relationship or the marriage is going to end because you're not listening. Do you understand? Yeah. And for example, like you're saying, a man cannot marry a woman, and now the woman is controlling the man. Like when he says do this, he says no, I'm going to do this. Don't do this, you say that's what you're doing. There will be no peace in the home, there will be no love, there will be no respect.
Yeah, you're right. That's why most American men want to go abroad, because feminism has taught women to think that they are equal to men, to think that they can be boss babes. We have a lot of boss babes. We have a lot of boss babes out here who cannot stay in a marriage. They want to lead instead of allowing the man to lead. And so they end up at a very older age without keeping a man, because you can have a man to have sex with you, but keeping that man is a challenge, because when the man sees your attitude that you are not submissive, you are not respectful, then he's gonna leave. So he can have sex with you, that's the best he can give you, but he cannot stay with you.
True.
So that's the thing. There is one reason that men will go a long way to achieve a lot of things in this world, and what men are searching for is actually respect and power. And so if they marry a woman who doesn't give them that sense of, or the feeling of power and respect, they will not want you around themselves, around their vicinity. They will not want you around them. They will not want to spend time with you if you don't respect them. Because the only reason that men are gonna do a lot of work is to dominate the world, is to put their name in the world, is for the world to respect them. So the worst feeling a man can have is for his closest person, his wife, not respecting him.
Yeah, that's true.
And the way you show that respect as a wife is through faithfulness, through not having male friends, through not doing things without asking for his permission. I am not against boss babes, because it's already a trend, as in it's not gonna end. Women just have to be very clear on their goals. If you think you're gonna be a boss babes and you don't want to settle down and get married, just be clear on that goal. You can achieve that. I'm not even against that. I just want women to start thinking about these things, to really understand that these things are going to have some conflict if you don't think about them properly. Because the only reason a man is going to want you around him every day of his life is if you make him feel fulfilled. Otherwise, he doesn't want you, because he can have sex with a girl and tell that girl the next day to leave, and then bring the next one, have sex with her, and then tell the girl to leave. He can do that. Okay? The only reason he picks one girl that I want to get married to this one is because that girl brings certain things that is beyond sex, and that girl is a marriage material woman. That girl has chosen her category. That girl has, from the young age, that girl has already said, you know what, I want a man that I love to be my leader. I want to make a family with this man. And even if I want to grow my career, I need to submit it to this man so that we work on my career with this man, and he advises me to become a woman that can make a difference with my career. But I want to table these things with him. And because if you don't think about these things like this, they're going to conflict with each other. Because you're going to get to a point where you are in a relationship or marriage and you have all of these boss babes ideas in your head, and you are with a man who is giving you orders, who is giving you, who is trying to manage you, you're not going to be fulfilled, because in your core, maybe in the culture you grew, maybe your mother and your great-grandmother were boss babes. They have been training you from a young age to be a boss babe. And so all of your programming, all of your mindset is a boss babe. So all of your fulfillment was geared towards the training and the upbringing you had. Now that you got a man and the man is talking family, it's like he's talking Chinese and you are talking English. So there's a conflict, there's a clash. And that is what is happening in most marriages, because women go into marriages without actually knowing what a marriage is all about. And even men go into marriages with women without knowing what a marriage is supposed to be.
Sly, do you also know that as a man that is also looking for a submissive wife, a wife that's going to listen to him and respect him, like he should also know the kind of woman that you go for. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's why I'm
Because
teaching men. Yeah, that is why you're right. That is why I'm teaching men these two types of women, and that's why I ask this question, because most men don't even know that these two types of women exist, and no woman is gonna tell you. You know why? Because when these boss babes, they have done their career and they're about 40, and they realize that, hey, I need to make a child. Now I want children. I've already had all of this success. I have a lot of cars. I have money now. I want a child. They're gonna fool a man into the man thinking that they're gonna be his submissive wife just to get the marriage and to get the child. And once they have done that, they're gonna divorce him. So most men don't know. And since my channel caters to men, I need to advise them that, hey, when you meet a woman, you need to establish if she's a boss babe or she's marriage material. That should be your first goal. Okay.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you should get to know the person and the person's goal, and do you understand? You should get to know all of that.
Yeah.
So, like through conversation, you're going to know if this person is a married material or a boss babe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Then you make your decision.
Yeah.
But some men actually will marry a boss babe and then expect them to change.
Yeah. So I'm not blaming only the women. I'm blaming the men too. That's why I'm making these interviews. You now see the importance of these interviews and this channel, because these are the kind of things that men don't understand. Most men don't understand that the world is changing, that traditions are changing. In the past, it used to be that you get married, the woman will submit to you, and you're gonna be the sole breadwinner of the family.
Yeah.
The woman is gonna stay at home with the kids, and then you're gonna go to work. Now things have changed. With social media, women can do personal branding, they can do social media, and they can grow their own brand and make money without needing a man. And today, and that woman can continue living like that, having sex with multiple men without settling down. And the only time she wants to settle down is only when she's growing older. Let's say she reached 35, 40, and she realized that she's not commanding a lot of attention as she used to do when she was 18. She realized that, hey, I need to lock down a man to settle down with. That's when she settled, but she's already a boss babes in her software, in her mind. Her whole being is boss babe. So she's gonna bring you hell if you were looking for a submissive woman. Okay. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I tell men these things. That's why I'm doing these interviews, to educate both men and women.